How to run Python scripts in a Docker container. Running Python scripts in a Docker container offers a streamlined way to ensure that your Python environment is consistent across different machines and setups. This tutorial will guide you through the high-level steps of running Python scripts in Docker containers without delving into specific code examples. What is Docker? Docker is a platform that automates the deployment, scaling, and management of applications using containerization technology. Containers package up an application and all its dependencies, providing a consistent and isolated environment that can run anywhere Docker is supported. Steps to run Python scripts in a Docker container. 1. Install Docker. Begin by installing Docker on your system. Docker provides installation guides for various operating systems on their official website /docs.docker.getdocker/. Ensure Docker is properly installed and running on your machine. 2. Create a dockerfile. A dockerfile is a text file that contains instructions to build a Docker image. For running Python scripts, you need to create a dockerfile that specifies the base image, e.g. a Python image, copies your script into the container, and sets the command to execute the script. 3. Build the Docker image. Use the dockerfile to build a Docker image. The image will contain your Python environment and script. Building the image involves executing a command that processes the dockerfile and creates an image with all specified configurations and dependencies. 4. Run the Docker container. Once you have built the Docker image, you can run it as a container. Running a container involves executing a command that starts the container based on the built image. This command typically includes options to map ports, set environment variables, and specify other runtime configurations. 5. Verify execution. Check the output of your Python script to ensure it is executed as expected. Docker allows you to view logs and interact with the container to verify that your script runs correctly. 6. Manage Docker containers. After running your script, you may want to manage your containers. Docker provides commands to stop, restart, and remove containers. It's also useful to periodically clean up unused images and containers to free up resources. Key considerations. Dependencies. Ensure that all Python dependencies required by your script are included in the Docker image. This is typically done by specifying them in a requirements file and installing them in the Docker file. Environment variables. If your script relies on environment variables, you can set these in the Docker file or pass them at runtime using Docker commands. File system access. Be aware of file system access within the container. If your script needs to read or write files, you may need to configure volume mounts to share files between your host and the container. Networking. If your script interacts with external services or APIs, ensure that the container has proper network configurations to access these services. By following these steps and considerations, you can effectively run Python scripts in Docker containers, achieving consistency and portability across different environments.